ፕሮፌሰር ኃይሌ ገሪማ ከ40 ዓመት በፊት UCLA ነው የፊልም ጥናቱን ለማድረግ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ኦፍ ካሊፎርኒያ ሎስ አንጀለስ የመጣው። በአሁኑ ጊዜ ፕሮፌሰር ኃይሌ ገሪማ በሃዋርድ ዩኒቨርሲቲ የኮሚኒኬሽን ስኩል ኦፍ ኮሚኒኬሽን ቴኒርድ ፕሮፌሰር ነው። 12 በጣም ታዋቂ የሆኑ ዝነኛ ፊልሞችን ቀርጾ አዘጋጅቶ አቅርቦልናል። ከነዚህ መካከል ጤዛ፣ አድዋ 1896፣ ሳንኮፋ፣ Ashes and Embers, Bush Mama, Child of Resistance, After Winter, Sterling Brown, and now Wilmington 10, እንዲሁም አሁን ቀደም ሲል በVHS እኔም አይቼዋለሁ። በጣም ድንቅ የሆነ ፊልሙ ነው Harvest 3000 Years የሚል የ3000 ዘመን መኸር የሚል አሁን በዲቪዲ በቅርቡ ጊዜ እንደገና ቀርጬ አወጣዋለሁ ብሏል። Now, Professor Haile Gerima is known for his groundbreaking cinema, Sankofa, a historical film on slavery. He currently is working on another documentary on slavery entitled The Maroon Project. Professor Haile Gerima is indeed a trailblazer and an avant-garde in independent African cinema, in the third world cinema, and what I will call people's cinema. He has demonstrated that success in filmmaking profession can be attained without the support and endorsement of the Hollywood corporate cinema. Professor Haile began his film studies as a student at UCLA 44 years ago in 1970. Professor Haile Gerima is a film producer, a storyteller, a writer, historian, a cultural warrior, and a gifted teacher. Without further ado, please join me to welcome and listen to who is really indeed a source of our inspiration to all of us Ethiopians and Africans. Thank you so much for being with us.
መጀመሪያ እንቁጣጣሽ እንኳን ለአዲሱ ዓመት ሁላችን አብሮ አደረሰን። ሁለተኛ ደግሞ የ30ኛውን ዓመት የኢትዮጵያ አሶሲዬሽን celebration መጥቼ ስካፈል በደስታ ነው። I'm very honored to have been invited in this 30 years community celebration of the Ethiopian community of the 30 years experience here in Philadelphia. Usually I would have preferred to talk in Amharic. Again, I really don't want to leave out the young people who may not access the Amharic language. So please forgive me for speaking in English, which is really the distant language of my life, because I was born, grew up, I was 21 when I came to America, and my language is my Amharic. I'm sorry if it bothers many people, that is my mother's breast language, and I can never be detached from it. However, I will tell you today, I just hope, where are the dancers? My sisters, can you come in front of me, please? Those of you who are dancing, can you come here in front? Okay, would you stay with me for a little bit? Okay. I'll tell you this, I was very touched. You know, I'm an old man and I'm with the old gang, you know, the big speech, etc. But you guys made me cry.
Thank you.
You made me cry. And I want to apologize to the organizers, I know you gave me 10 topics to talk about. And I'm going to try my best to go through it because most of what you asked me to speak is really a kind of topic that I have lived all my life with. But these young people have changed my presentation. I want to tell you something. You're too young, but you don't know how much in your veins you carry a genomics that began the world.
Thank you.
You are the descendants of the Kush people from the Nile. Every music in the world, every dance in the world came from the Nile Valley. Don't you ever forget that. I raised with my wife 6 kids in America.
Oh my God.
I would have liked to have raised them in Ethiopia, but you are here. And you can make the best out of this experience. Your fathers, your mothers, they work hard. I know the Ethiopian community, they work hard. So, the fact they work hard should not mortgage you for life. You have to be what you want to be. Be the best you can be. You have you know what I call the genomics, the genes inside you. The Nile genomics is the highest culture. It gave birth to the world. I'm not just trying to make you feel good. I'm just trying to tell you that we Ethiopians don't know what special place we came from. In America, black people in America, from the time of slavery, in any gathering they went, in any church they went, they invoked Ethiopia. And why do you think? Because Ethiopia was one country that said no to white colonialism from Europe. And stayed independent up to now. And so don't you forget that you and your genes, in spite of you sometimes, in your genes you carry the genomics of a greater civilization that has ever walked on the face of the earth. That's all I want to say. I'm telling you, I was blessed. I didn't know where I was coming because, you know, we Ethiopians are crazy people, so I didn't know what to expect. But when I saw you on the stage and the sisters that were singing earlier before you, I was deeply touched. It changed my whole presentation from a defensive to a visionary presentation. And I'm going to change my speech because of you guys. And I thank you very, very much. I hope you're not going anywhere. You can stay here if you want, but I hope to address people who actually I need to talk to. Now, let me tell you, when Yosef, the limousine man who brought me from Washington, D.C., when he came, I was in the editing room, editing my film called The Children of Adwa 40 Years Later. And it has taken me over 20 years to make this film. Over 20 years I've been struggling with this film. You know why? Because most of the Ethiopians who fought the Italians, Mussolini's fascist Italians, died under our nose without us recording them. You don't know how hard it is to find a documentary footage that will show my people in good light. Not because I wished to show them in good light, because they waged a 5 years guerrilla warfare to throw the fascist Italians out of Ethiopia. So I'm making a film about dinosaurs. None of us Ethiopians resemble these Ethiopians. We are, as you know, we do not know our history. We do not know our culture. በአማርኛ እኛ ውቃቤ የራቀን ህዝቦች ሆነናል። በተለይ በኔ እድሜ ያለው ኢትዮጵያዊ በሙሉ ውቃቤ የራቀው ኢትዮጵያዊ ነው። I'm sorry, you have to start from there to go to the positive. Why I say that is because we are the very people who are killing our history, who are destroying our history, who are not preserving our ancestors. Most of our grandparents who fought the Italians died under our nose without us recording them, listening to them, because we were busy with our own sense of false modernization. False modernization. And our ancestors died without telling us what they want to tell us. And let me tell you, when I was desperately looking at the Ethiopians who fought the Italians who were still alive, I went to Asella, I went to Devra Marcos, I went to Gondar, Bulga, trying to find any living Ethiopian who can tell me how they threw the Italians out of Ethiopia. Most dead. I would go to some place, if I'm lucky, this is a 20-year story I'm telling you, I would find maybe one of you from Bichena, Gojam, the Balai Zalaka's place, maybe there, I was there looking for your own grandfather, who you neglected, trying to film him or her to preserve the history. Why is that?